how to set up a Skype account and use it through System 1. So it's only going to be 15 minutes, so it's going to be quite fast. And if you've got any questions at the end, then I'm happy to answer any questions at the end. So there are two types of Skype. So I'll start by sharing my desktop with you so you can see, okay? Oh, can't get that to scroll down. Right, so if we open up Elsa first, I'll show you a page that I've made, which is all about virtual contacts, so you can access this after if there's anything that I've missed, or you might see that it's on this page. So if you go to corporate departments on Elsie and click on transformation team, there's a virtual contacts page here. So I'll just wait for it. Come on, there we go. And under guides, there's Skype. So I'm going to click on Skype today and play this video. So the link to set up your Skype account is here. So it'll show you it on the video as well. But if you want to set up a Skype account, you can do that now. You don't need Skype on your computer yet, but you can set up your account by clicking on that link. So if I just start the video and I'll talk you through the video. Okay, so this is just talking about what I've just done there, to go to corporate departments and then click on transformation team and virtual contacts. So I'll wait till that bit's done. There is a voiceover on this video as well, by the way, which I was hoping to just play this morning so it'd be a lot easier, but unfortunately, because I'm talking through and sharing desktop, it won't play the audio, which is a bit of a shame. So, but you can go back to this video and they will be talking through it. Okay, so once you click on that link, you'll come up with this page, which is to create a Skype account. So you just fill in the fields that you need to, so your first name, your last name, and your locale or email address, and repeat that. So profile information, you don't have to fill in anything on there. You could put your work mobile on the mobile number field if you wanted to, but you don't have to. And you only have to do this once as well. So once you do create a Skype account, then that's it, it's done. You don't have to do any of this again. So on the question, how do you intend to use Skype? Just click on mostly personal conversations. Don't select the business account because we use Skype for business as our business account, not the ordinary Skype. So your Skype name is going to be locale and your full name. On this example, it's Bobby, so it's locale Bobby Evans, and he's going to create a password, and that's got to be 8 characters long, with a capital letter and a number, and just repeat that password.
Sorry, Stacey. So, you're talking us through it now, but this is repeated on the YouTube. If you actually go through and watch it again, yeah.
Yeah. There's probably a voiceover.
So I'm trying to write it down a little bit as you sort of talk. So that's.
Yeah, you can go back to so don't worry too much about that.
Once we store this on LC, I'll also send you all the link to where the video is, so you can watch it for yourselves as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here is I've just gone to Skype now. The Skype icon is up here on my desktop, if you can see it.
Yeah.
It's not this well, it says link on there, but it's not the Skype for Business that's link, it's this other one, and you can ask Dell to request that. So you just have to send them an email to the service desk.
I think that would be better for most people, because it's just dead obvious, isn't it, where you need to go there.
Yeah. So
desktop.
So yeah, you just sign into your Skype account. This is just setting up the basics, so you can test your sound, you can make sure your video is working, and then your microphone as well. So it'll pick up sound when you're talking. It's not doing now because this is just a video, but you'll see it going green, so you know that your microphone's on the right setting as well. And then just click on continue. And then you can add a photo later. You don't need to put a photo on there because obviously this is for patients to see. So it's up to you if you want to put a photo on there, but you don't have to. And then you can just start using Skype. And that's your Skype account set up. So like I say, you can actually set your account up before you get the Skype icon. And then when you get the Skype icon, just put your credentials in there and just follow those few steps there that we just did, making sure your video is okay and your microphone. So I'm just going to log into system 1. Well, this is on the video as well, and it'll show, and it'll bring up a test patient, and I'll just show you how to make a Skype audio call from the test patient. Oh, what's happened here? Can you all see it still?
It's a little, yeah, that's fine for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this patient's open and I've selected the administrative tree, and then at the top it takes you straight to patient details, and this is where you'll make your Skype call from. So in the Skype ID field, you can see at the moment it's blank, so I'm just going to go to record telephone numbers and put the patient's Skype ID in where you'd normally record like the mobile number. So I've selected my own personal Skype ID to put in this test patient. I'll just press OK and then go back into patient details. You can save the record. I've saved the record on the video to make sure that we capture that we saved that patient's Skype ID. But you can, if you wanted to just get the Skype ID and go straight back to do the call, you can just click straight back onto patient details and it'll come up anyway. So I'm just going back into that same patient details. You can see the Skype IDs now there, and then click on Skype audio call OK. And then it should view me doing a Skype call to myself. Yep, there we go. So that's what it'll look like on system 1. There will be noise, but obviously there's no noise on this video. Well, there is if you go on the video through Elsa, but there's no noise on this video. So it does take a little bit longer than a normal call because it's the bandwidth they're using Skype. So that's mute your microphone and unmute your microphone. So you don't want any lines. I've muted my microphone because I'm in the same room, so it was interfering with the sound. Start my video, click on accept. So you wouldn't want any lines through these 4 icons here at the bottom. You'd want them to be just open like that. And that's it, really. And end call is your red button. And then it takes you back straight into your Skype account that you've created, but you can just cross that off, so you can close that. And then back into system 1. While you're in your call as well, I know that was in big there, but you can also click on minimize, and it'll just bring up like a small picture of your patient in the corner, so you can actually start writing up your notes whilst you're on a Skype call with your patient, if you wanted to do that as well. Always make sure you record that you have done a virtual contact, because this is how performers collect the data that your teams are using Skype. So it's event virtual contact, and the method is video call clinical. And the contact with, if it'll be with your patient, clinical activity, you can leave that on there. And just the duration of the call, and select OK. OK that, put today's date on, and it's all done. Just taking a little bit longer. So that's how you do make a Skype call through system 1.
Stacey, can I ask a quick question?
Of course you can.
What does the patient need in order to Skype? Just the
Sorry, I can't hear you very well. Could you?
what does the patient need in order to be Skyped? Just a computer and anything else?
So the patient would need it doesn't have to be a computer. It could be a smartphone. It could be anything that's got a microphone and a camera, and they just have to create a Skype account, which is free.
Right.
So that link that you saw on Elsie,
Yeah.
you could either give them that link to log, just type into Google, then they'll just create the Skype account the same way you did, and that's it. They've got Skype, and it's totally free.
Right. So what do you mean the ID number? What can you say about? Because I missed a little bit of it actually. So they just create a Skype account and then.
So then you would take their Skype ID number.
Right.
So, so like you've just seen there on the video, all your patient has to do is the same thing and just create a Skype ID. The reason we've chose to call ourselves like Locala Stacey Gibson is just so if anybody forgets the Skype, I'll know what it is, and other people, and other people will know what it will be because everyone's is sort of the same. It's just Locala, the full name with no spaces. Okay. So theirs could be anything.
Right.
It could be just
and you
name.
said that on Elsie though there's a setting up Skype account YouTube thing, is there?
Yes, so where we were just there on Elsie, I'll just share my desktop again and just go to it.
Thank you.
Can I just ask people to mute the microphones, please, if you're not speaking, because we can just hear lots of heavy breathing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so just go to Elsie. Can you all see my desktop? Sorry. We'll just mute your microphone. Thank you. So let me just go to the home. So it's corporate departments across the top and then down to transformation team and clicked on something, virtual contacts below there. So select virtual contacts and then there's a whole page about it. So there's legalities on there if you've got any worries about it. Is it safe? It talks about legalities. You've got other documents. There's information about the care home tablets on there. And then you've got your Skype guide. That's what I was on just then. And that's your link. So you can share your link with your patients if you want to. And that's how you can create your account. And here's the video that I've just watched. And there is sound on that video. It's just that I couldn't play the sound to you this morning, unfortunately. I had to talk over it.
Okay.
Dell can give you access to Skype. So here you can see that's my Skype icon to use through System 1. This is the other Skype this is Skype for Business, which used to be our link. Two really different programs, so don't get them mixed up. I know they both say Skype in them, but that's Skype for Business, and that's Skype that we're using for System 1. So you can just request that from Dell.
How can you tell the difference between those two? They look exactly the same.
The one for Link has a white bubble around it, so the one that you would look people up for within Locala to ring or chat, go for the white bubble. The one that you want to use for System 1's got the dark blue bubble around it.
That's right. Yeah. So when you click on your Skype account, I think mine might open straight away actually. When you click into them, you can see they are two very different programs. That's what your normal Skype looks like, and then obviously still looks like this, and it's got everybody in it. Well, it's Skype for Business now. They changed the name because Microsoft bought Skype basically, and they wanted to use their brand. They wanted to use that name because Skype's more well known than Link was. So that's why they changed the name to Skype for Business, just to confuse us all. So, is there any more questions or anything? Can I help with?
So can we use this Miss Test patient and type in our colleagues' Skype numbers to try out between each other?
Yes, you can. That's absolutely fine. I mean, you can use my Skype number as well if you want. I've got Locala Stacey Gibson set up, so if you just ring me, I'll answer and help. And if you've got any ideas about anything that you think, I could do like a Skype clinic, or could do, any ways you could use this, then just let myself or Claire know, and we'll help you set that up if you want any support with it as well.
Right, thank you.
Stacey, can I just ask, do you know sort of how many other services and what other services are currently using this really successfully? And have they come across any sticking points, any glitches, anything that, you know, we can be aware of that maybe to avoid when we start setting it up? Do you know?
I think the drug and alcohol team have been. You're not from the drug and alcohol team, are you? 'Cause I'm just
No,
about to-
no, I'm from
Yeah.
Cash.
They seem to be doing really well with it. Claire Devonport, she's quite a good example. She's managed to work it into her care pathways. So
Right. I
they're
used to work with Claire, so I
Did
can
you?
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just so that I can just give her a ring, you know, just
yeah,
because she. I mean, the good thing for us actually is that she used to work for Cash, so she sort of got an overview of both sides really, so she might be able to, you know, give us some clues. But thanks for that, Stacey. Yeah.
Stacey, I've got a question from Bradford Sexual Health.
okay.
We're sort of the same. It's what can you video when it comes to sexual health? You know, like
I suppose
where we're going to go with it. Is it more for sort of PN and stuff like that rather than triaging?
Well, I mean, I've just talked through virtual contacts with that's using System 1 to video call your patient, but you could actually use it clinician to clinician. So if you wanted to a doctor to look at something that you weren't sure about, considering your patient's happy with you to do that.
And they're not on site, so say they're off site in a sport and they're a specialist in that area, that'd work well for us, yeah.
You can actually use our Skype for Business and then obviously put the name of your colleague that you're wanting to ring and get the advice from, and then just bring them up and then ring them, ask them if it's okay, and then start your video.
Right, brilliant. So we just check with the patient first that they're happy with that, and we can Skype across if the doctor's not on site then.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's secure as well, so you can reassure your patient that the video line it is secure and it's safe and it's gone through all the right checks and governance, etc. So, yeah, just I suppose that's another way that you could use virtual contact, but you'd have to remind your colleague on the other end who's giving you the advice to document in that patient's record that they have advised you and save it as a virtual contact to another healthcare professional.
Yeah, that's fine. Brilliant, thank you.
You can also use Link as well for, I don't know if have we got anybody from dental on the call? No. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say you can use, because they don't use System 1, they use a program called R4, so or system called R4. They could actually use Outlook. So if they go to their Outlook calendar, they could use New Skype Meeting, type in your patient's email address in there, put your subject in. So if it's, say, like they've got a phobia of the surgery, so they could do like introduction to surgery, to dentist, and then they could send that to the patient's email address attached with some guides, and the guides are on that virtual contacts page. So if they wanted their a Word document guide, they can get it from there and just copy and paste it onto there saying follow instructions, and the patient can join that Skype meeting that way as well.
Can I just add on there that if you do use your email to send to a patient, you need to put a disclaimer on the bottom just to say that because a patient will have access to your email, so we wouldn't want them to go through that process for an appointment. So we'd need you to put that disclaimer on the bottom that just says if you email us for an appointment or whatever, you need to ring the service number. This is not always monitored, just so that it's covering you in case anything comes in your email inbox and you're on holiday and a patient's been trying to get through to the service via you. Does that make sense?
That's really useful.
Yeah.
We have got a disclaimer for you as well
Yeah,
on
I
the
have
healthy
got
pages,
one.
which I'll send with
It's-
all the
yeah,
links to send you.
Yeah, it's on there, isn't it? It's on Elsie, I think, somewhere on here.
Stacey, can I just ask something? Can I just clarify something again, please?
Yes, sure.
You Skype a patient. They've got does your ID come up to them, obviously, so they know who's Skyping them?
Yes,
so
that's
can
right.
it potentially then they Skype you back? And is that sort of like, is there any...
They can, but you can sign out. So if you signed out of Skype, can you see my desktop
Right,
here?
that's where so they can't, so you're just not at the beck and call, basically.
Yeah, so you can sign out, or you can,
Right.
if you wanted to leave it on all the time, like I did with System 1, I just leave mine on. You can change it to invisible, so they don't know that you're online, so that's your online status is invisible. Also, that you've actually just reminded me, if you do get any weird and wonderful requests, which can happen, because it's an open profile, but they'll only come up on your Skype, but they come up in orange here under recent, and if you just right click on the name, you can just block them. So these are all my
so that's the housekeeping you've got to do, obviously, as they come in. Because I've just had this thought that it is quite an open, it's an open way of communication. By the, the downside is that some patients will just take every opportunity to keep contacting
harassing you.
That's
so you've got to be aware that that's got to be built into the way that you work within your service, hasn't it? How you're going to manage that.
That's right. Yeah. So. Yeah, you can block people by block this person and block, and that's if you get any recent. And also, I'd suggest to sign out if you're worried about that, because you can just sign out, and then what happens then is when you go back into System 1 and you click on Skype call, it just comes up with this box. So when you click on Skype audio call, instead of it taking you straight through to the patient, it'll come up with this box. So you just have to sign in again. That's all.
Yeah.
So it's just your local Stacey Gibson and then password.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Is that all right for everyone?
Yeah. Fab.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Stacey.